Here's a really fun study that was done by Durex, and it was done on Nigerian kids. And the research found that 30% of Nigerian men are fathering children that are theirs. Nigerian women rank second highest on paternity fraud in the whole world. And guess who ranks number one? Jamaican women. Jamaican women have a paternity fraud cuckoldry rate of 62%. You're more likely to get someone else's kid than your own if you're banging up a Jamaican girl.
A mother who have tricked a man based on the scenario or the reports, giving him 6 jackets. What penalty do you think this lady should face? Should it be treated as fraud?
Straight to jail.
And who take care of the kids? But who take care of the kids?
Welcome to the Kommon Cents Podcast. My name is Jackson. We have our intelligent co-hosts here with us, Q and Witta the Legend. Welcome, and hope you guys are having a wonderful year. Why January kick off wicked, a lot of a whole heap of excitement,
That is it.
That is it. How you doing, Witta?
I'm doing great. We're alive. We live to see another year. So, and the vibe and the energy of Kommon Cents Podcast is been spread and people loving it. You know what I mean? So it's all about the good work. I want to shout out to 4BD. I'm representing 4BD tonight. The fashion thing. Bring the artist swagger night for a while. That is it.
For real. Q, where's that going on?
Well, we just giving thanks. It's a new year. Looking back on last year, we just want to give thanks to everyone, for supporting us, believing in us. And we really appreciate it.
Yeah, man, for real. Yeah, we've got quite a few new subscribers. So welcome to the new subscribers. Continue to like, share, and subscribe if it's your first time. Welcome, and don't forget to click the subscribe button and the like buttons and make sure you leave a comment as well. I noticed the comment them kind of spicy the last time. So continue to leave your comments as you see we'll respond and say what's up in the chat there. All right, so what's going on tonight? We have a very interesting topic, and I don't know how you're gonna feel about this one, but here goes. Should the Jamaican government make DNA testing mandatory for newborns? Man, that's a tough one, but let's see. Should the Jamaican government have a mandatory DNA test for newborns? Q, talk to us. What do you think about that one?
No, the Kommon Cents family, them are listening, But
Absolutely.
I would say no. We have more important things that they can use the money and do.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, it's not going to be a popular response, but I definitely think they should.
Yeah.
Family is the core. Family is the core of any country. It starts within the family, and it's all about the principles of a family that governs a country. So, if the family is right, then all should be right.
All right. Well, I like it. So, for me, I think, definitely. Mandatory DNA test. That's definitely where I'm putting my hat tonight. But let's jump into it and see if we can figure out what is the common sense way to take care of this. So, just gonna ask a few questions and let's see where we end up. Who wanted the first question?
Let me take a drink first, huh?
All right, so you wanted the first one? All right, nothing wrong with that. All right, so would it be better to resolve paternity questions early rather than, letting them fester and potentially harm the child?
As I opened just now and said in my open statement that families are poor and that's where it starts. And when you have that stability, that honesty amongst the family and principle, then it will then foster over to the, different issues that govern the country. So, as I said, I think it definitely has a lot to do with that
Yeah.
as it relates to creating that clarity. The children, the children are our future. So we want to make sure that we provide them with the not just financial stability, but emotional stability. That sense of security for them to grow and prosper effectively in such atmosphere like today.
And so that's good, but kind of flipping it over to the next side. I'm gonna jump to Q and then come back to you. But Q, do you think that when you have a mandatory test, it could undermine the trust between the two partners, the mother and the father, or the husband and the
Well,
wife?
if it, even though I say I don't believe it should be mandatory, if it's mandatory, then there's no trust issue. They must do it regardless, right? However, the reason why I say it shouldn't be mandatory, right, is a case where we have more pressing issues in the country, right? We have a lot of fathers who not even be fathers.
Wow.
And just a look excuses not to be a man will take up a responsibility. So that is one of my reasons. But we can go on and on, but we don't want to take up the whole podcast about that. So if any man will listen to the podcast, we're not try to shield no, because enough man love most, not all, but a lot of man run from them responsibilities and say, "Oh, am I pitting?" The first thing as a woman say them pregnant, and am I one? I look for a little shield, I look for a little shelter.
Yeah.
For that little short space of time. Right? Now,
So,
man for be man and take up on a responsibility. Yes, morally, it's wrong for a man get a youth on a fee. Right?
jacket.
Exactly. But at the same time, if you never got trouble wouldn't trouble you.
Wow. All right. You never
And
trouble
if
you.
you
So,
raise a youth, me believe if you raise a youth for 15 years, 16 years, and you find out, say, and you're a biological youth, a year youth, because as well, it as a family, and nothing can change that, right? So you grew up and you say a year youth, that youth they grew up and say, and them father. Now, what is a family? Family is a group of people related by blood, marriage, or adoption. So basically, just adapt the youth there for never year old.
So
A lot of people have disagree with me.
you're saying they can adapt, but at the same time, that is up
They
to
did
the
already know
person.
it, but if you take care of youth till 16, 17 years, you already did it. But you just never know.
Okay, but on the flip side of it, right? Sometimes these jacket situation, or we want to call it paternity fraud situations, have turned out the work out for the best because they grew up in a great home where they have a father that is caring, loving, and financially stable. And the flip side of that is, they would be like a third wheel in the household and possibly cause the relationship to end.
Here the thing is now, you hear what you just say? Stable. Why a woman will give a man a jacket? Because I'm more
There are
financially
many
stable.
reasons. Many
No, the
reasons.
main thing is because he's more financially stable.
That
So
is the main thing, but many reasons.
yeah, but me I give my opinion on that, if I may. One of the main reasons is because he's more financially stable. And a lot of males in Jamaica, not all, but a lot of males take my hat off to the man them will stand up to them responsibility. Big enough. But you have a lot of men run from them responsibilities. And females tend to give man jacket because they're scared and know that man they probably not go do it.
But I
So
don't want you to be victim blaming on the show, you know. 'Cause it sounds like you're victim blaming now.
no, really
Oh,
not
if you remember the video that we watched earlier, we saw it earlier on the podcast here. It is surprising to see that the Jamaican uh uh paternity fraud case happens. It's
You know,
allegedly
I was waiting for you to
68%.
ask what I have to say so I could
No,
relate to
man,
that.
me I got ask you, man, but it happens
I'm waiting for
68% of the time.
some patience.
So hold on, man. So Wita, I want you to take that point and then Q. Me want you to answer that partly too. But Wita,
you
go
have
ahead.
an answer no?
No, man, Wita, go ahead. Can you just get a time for DJ? So
What
Wita.
Yeah, man. So Q, I support what Q is saying as it relates to taking responsibility. Um, but this is not just responsibility, and I want to look at responsibility. Responsibility is owning up to something that is yours, right? Owning up to your wrong or your right, right? Correct? Now, if this survey was done and it stated that 68% of children are given quote unquote a jacket situation, that would mean that it shows the ladies are not holding up to their responsibility. Let me
Thank
take it
you.
a little further. Let me take it a little further. When a mandatory DNA is set up, now by law, the law will be able to carry out and penalize even more. So if these fathers who a test was run, a test was set up and they are the official father of the child, then there are a lot of rules and regulations or stipulation the company can use to govern this matter if these quote unquote fathers will turn out to be the right father of the child to make sure that they follow their responsibility. But if we are running out here like wild, wild west and everybody pointing finger on each other, then we are not having a solution. We are having a dilemma. And part of the solution is to make sure that we can give accountability. A country that can give accountability is a country setting up themselves for success. So this is one of the elements, our stipulation that is placed, a mandatory DNA to start it there. But I'll explain a little bit more as I go in, or as we go along.
Q, you want to respond to that?
so that's with that opinion. Can't go around with him opinion, right? And some of it as well is based on the numbers when doing research on and that is facts, right? However, what we now look upon is we look upon the problem. Part of the solution is man to own up to them responsibility. Why the woman them want to give a man a jacket? Because she feel like him not gonna own up to him responsibility. No,
Okay.
no. Is it right? Is it the right thing to do? No. But a woman naturally think about the best interest for their child and not the best interest for the man. No. This is what happened, right? In Jamaica is two things. A lot of people get jacket, a lot of man not take care of them youth. Right? It's two sides to the coin. So a woman in fear feel like said the man now own up to him responsibility. She feel like said she need to give him to a man where I got own up to him responsibility. So what I'm really saying is two wrongs don't make a right.
Right.
But me really feel like before we go have child or before we go lay down with people, we have to know who we have a certain responsibility ourselves. Certain things you can't put on government. Right? Now, use protection right? That's the first thing. So you protect yourself not only from child, but from any STD or any other thing out there. First thing. Now,
Yeah, me can ask you a quick question.
go ahead.
Are you a Jamaican?
Kommon Cents family. Am I Jamaican?
No, because I said something a while ago. Me really have to ask you because you say, them fi saggle up and but say that's how Jamaica work and one part I
No.
know that's how
Me not
Jamaica
in
work.
the man them, but me not in the thing where the man them a brag say, they have 6 feet and them take care of none of that.
Yeah.
They're against that 100%.
But the results will show that, all right, for example, on this podcast, if it's 68%, that will show that the Jamaica have the most unfaithful women. If we are number one, because the 68% is a jacket. Not only that, there's three of us on this of the podcast here. So if it's 68%, chances are two of us are a jacket. Out of the
Jaja.
three. So I wanted to look at that when you're quoting your different argument, Q.
Hear what I said to you. Family are family and nothing can change that, right?
Yeah.
Family is a group of people related by blood, marriage, or adoption. Right? So my thing goes out and say this. Maybe the same little youth where might not be the youth. Maybe him come take care of the man where wasn't him father. But we now go the maybe thing. What we are looking on, what me strong on, might have drift from the point where we ask me. But
Yeah,
my
'cause-
thing, I still stick to what I said. The man them put a fear in the woman, so them are gonna run away and don't take care of the youth and go brag say, oh, me have she. The 6 of them get pregnant, he might do a minimum wage job. Where
Oh, so
Yeah.
you're saying wrong. Make right.
if you let me finish, I'll tell you what I'm saying.
Okay. Let's ask them.
What I'm saying is financially, you work in a job where you can hardly take care of yourself.
yeah.
Why you think you need to go breed 6 women?
So and I'm gonna ask this question. You can give me a one sentence answer, right? Do you think if there was mandatory DNA test done at birth, wherein these persons or a person like that has 6 baby mother and a breed out the place, when know say when that baby born, the DNA test is gonna be done, that is gonna prove conclusively that he is the father of that child. Do you think that would be a deterrent?
Sound like a Murray show.
You are the father.
So,
But do you
hear
think that
my
would be a
thing is,
deterrent? Yeah.
no, here my thing is, who will pay for that? The taxpayer money I used to pay for that. I believe the
You
taxpayer
can
money.
answer my question with a question.
No, me gonna answer your question.
Yeah.
Me gonna answer your question. What me I try to say is, taxpayer have better thing to do with them money. That are the first thing, right? So, trade school, use the money there and open some more trade school because that's why we have so much brain drain in the country. Because me believe say we are focused, we are major part. Me now say that is a minor thing, but you them now have no trade out there. Forgot art and them school there right now. It's not as easy as back in the days, right? More while in a life, you have to buy it and blow. You can't just a blow.
Hold up.
Me never say where you have to buy it, you know.
Gotcha. All right, make it a point. But all right, so we talk to you. I don't know, cause all right. So Q make a point that the government have better things to do with their money, right? So I was just checking the average cost
No,
of a
as
DNA
a
test.
Jamaican, let me put some clarification on that.
As a Jamaican, all right, my
As a
boss.
Jamaican, the government have better things to do with the money.
So with that, talk to me now. So the average cost of a DNA test can range anywhere from about $200 to $300, right? And this is at home DNA test, not the one that they do at the doctor. That one is probably a little bit more expensive. So the average cost is about It's about 200. Let's say about 200 USD, right? All right.
Mhm.
So, each time the government does that, it's gonna cost approximately 200. Could be a little bit more, right? Because if it's gonna be done in a hospital, then central lab and all of them things, they probably cost a little bit more than that. You think the government has the capacity to pay for that right now?
Right now, I hear both make a post on I think it's X or Instagram that he still haven't gotten his 12. How much? I think it's 2 billion. Yeah, yeah. There are a lot of money uncounted for. A lot of money, and I'm not pointing finger on a specific government. You understand? There are a lot of money uncounted for when it comes to the government. So probably some of those money that is uncounted for, taxpayer money, they
Yeah.
can use it to good use. You understand? And if I said earlier that family is the core towards success. So if you're able to balance family life and the morals, because right now in the society, you know, these young youths, they don't have any morals, you know,
Yeah.
right? And if you're able to focus on family, because in the olden days they said it takes a community to raise a child.
Yes.
So I want you to look on that powerful notion. So that and again we said the children are our future. So if we focus on protecting them, and again I said this is about the child. This is not about the mother who feel like why we have to choke the card and get the money because he's more financially stable. This is not about the man. This is about the child. We have to make sure because I've seen many cases. You know what I mean? And I see there's an article that came out where they say a famous entertainer and a sports person, you know what I mean, was doing some paperwork for their little one and find out that they have been fathering a child that is not theirs biologically. And you know, they are now trying to look into enforcing this. So with a lot of times you have men lose their cool and kill the entire family. So I'm talking about setting up things and not to discuss what if or say, you wrong, me wrong, so it will have a right. I'm talking about setting morals again and make people know that, hey, Jamaica do stand for morals and we won't accept certain things. You understand? So that's where I go to it. The government have a lot of accountability as least taxpayer money that is not settled. So if you're using it for something good, thumbs up.
Okay. So on the flip side, Q, um, I don't know if you noticed, but the Jamaican birth rate is not, I don't know if it's at an alarming rate as yet, but a lot of countries are struggling with that. The US is one of them, and they use immigration as a way to fill the gap. Same thing with Canada, low birth rate, they use immigration to fill the gap. Now, as far as I know, we don't have a lot of persons trying to migrate to Jamaica to live. So, with the birth rate being as low as it is, do you think that if the government were to implement something like this, it would further diminish the birth rate because it would deter people from having kids, especially when they know that, you know, it's questionable?
Very, very good question.
So, Jamaican man known as girls. Government never teach them that.
And I guess.
Eh?
As
Until
a
them,
Jamaican,
Yes,
a
a Jamaican
until
man
them,
a
until
gallus. So
them,
because I said me and a
until
gallus, so continue.
until they're
man,
married.
very faithful.
Until they're
Very-
married and settle down. Right?
No, I'm not married as yet, and I'm not a girl.
All right. With a few minorities over there. If you check the dancehall fraternity, right? Them sing more girls.
Yeah.
Right? Now, one of the things is, I believe, instead of focusing on, yes, those things are not right, morally right. But I think what we should be doing is educating the nation.
Yeah.
Because a plumber, right? Been in a bathroom, a 5x6, for a house will build already. Even build that one bathroom, you can take him 1 or 2 days and he can get $50,000. Right?
Yeah. That's true.
So what I'm saying is, how hard is it for you to learn a trade right now?
So
Yeah, for God heart now you have qualifications. Back in the days, you'd have trade man. Where once you discover say a youth might not so articulate in certain areas, right? Him go learn a trade. That used to be with culture. Who used to have the most kids? Trade man. You know why the woman wouldn't deteriorate from the trade man and say, yo, me not give him the youth, him can afford it.
Yeah, financially stable.
Well, it might not be financially, it might not be financially stable, you know, but he can do the one bathroom and he can get each of them a little change. Now, the situation that we're having is the man on the corner and have no trade again. So he can't be a man. So here we are going.
Yes. I'm trying to protect you. I'm trying to protect you because you sound like you're insinuating a lot of things here, and I don't want to.
About Jamaican men, yeah.
Not just Jamaican men still, but him said trade man. So hold on. We just take a little segue, but so we are trying to say no, the trade man them have enough woman. Trade man still in Jamaica, you know.
We're not going to pause and give you some clarity on that thing.
Yeah.
As I said before, most Jamaican men, take out uno type. Most Jamaican men is known as a gallus.
So out of the three on the call, two are in a gallus. All right, continue.
No, uno say uno a gallus. Uno say uno a gallus.
No, man, you say what you say already, man. You can't remote.
All right, it's in a most Jamaican man to be a gallus, right?
Yeah.
No, when you're a gallus, how baby born? By the man being a gallus. Right? So what I'm saying is this. Instead of focusing on DNA tests, that is part of the problem. How about focusing on trying to provide more trade school so each man on the corner can provide better for his family?
Right.
That's my opinion. That's my opinion. Because as you said before, right? It take $300, $200 to $300 to do a DNA test. Because trade school take less than that.
That's one way to look at it. Wita.
I don't think it takes less than that to go to trade school, but
I mean, I think he's talking about the cost to sign up. So, like, if you're going to a high trust or something like that.
No, I'm not talking. No, what I'm trying to say, we need more facilities. Let me just put some clarity on that. What I'm saying is, we know about Archers NTA. Yeah. But I'm saying we can make others because it's a little bit difficult for an average individual to go to heart.
So, got it. Wita, I give you a piece of the same question now. So, question again is, based on the deteriorating birth rate in Jamaica, don't you think that your plan that you have to put mandatory DNA tests in place is going to dampen or further impact the birth rate in Jamaica? Because now the mother them, instead of waiting the 9 months and pay the $200 for the paternity test, them are gonna use that $200 and get a plan B, as them call it. I'm gonna do one of them thing there, right? So that's gonna further impact. So how do you think that's gonna help Jamaica as a country? And do you think that's probably why they're not doing it?
Good question. Let's look on the fact that as it relates to the birth rate, they said one of the things that can damage a country if a country is overpopulated, more people and less resources. Mm-hmm. Currently, we don't have enough jobs. As a matter of fact, these young people don't want a job anymore. They're focusing on TikTok.
And the begging thing, okay.
I won't go there. I don't want them to attack me. Them very influential because artists are not stars anymore now. TikTokers are stars now.
You're making an honest
True,
income.
true.
So I would say,
Allegedly.
well, I'm not touching that. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is, if we are able to, all right. So you have about say 2.8. Don't quote me. Million people in Jamaica. And you have, say, for example, 1.8 migrating to the US, and you have the other going to UK, over a million going to UK, and then you have over 800,000 going to Canada. This is happening because a lot of opportunities are not there, and that's why I said to you, if we can make sure that we punch in these morals and rules and regulation to govern the country in a better way, we'll get more results. And one of them is making sure that we hold people responsible. We hold the fathers responsible. We hold the persons who give the jacket responsible. We hold the murderers responsible. We hold are the grapists responsible. Every action has to have a form of consequence. We cannot run a country where we are saying that let it justify itself, there's no consequence. So I do believe by setting that, we'll, yes, probably control the birth rate and we'll be able to manage what we have here currently and make sure that we create enough resources instead of having all these kids throwing around to many money more who is a father. And before you know it, we have a country that is struggling financially and joblessness, murder, you name it.
Appreciate your opinion, sir. But just want to give you some statistics here. So in 2020, in 2000, year 2000, right? The birth rate in Jamaica was 2.3, right? Right now, it's 1.3. So what does that mean?
That's good.
That's good? Okay. So how many persons does it take to make a baby?
How much percentage are getting jacket?
Hold on, man. We soon come back to that. How many persons does it take to make a baby? Take 2, right? So if the birth rate is not above 2, it means that the 2 persons are not being replaced. For every 2 persons, 1.3 born.
And why are they migrating to different countries?
But that have nothing to do with migration. Migration, yes, migration adds to that, but at the same time, persons are not being replaced. The people that are having kids, they are not being replaced. So what is going to happen?
Right, so
Those jobs that you're talking about. Hold on, man. Let me talk now. The jobs that you're talking about, right?
If you're saying that more kids need to be born, that's good. But make sure they are given to the right parents.
Yeah, I'm just saying what we're suggesting or what you're suggesting, because I'm suggesting it too. May actually cause future repercussion where we don't have a workforce to replace the dying workforce, and that is an issue that Canada and US is having. Why they keep having to migrate people into the country to replace the people that are getting old and getting out of the workforce. So I feel like if this is going to be implemented, there has to be a two-pronged approach where, yes, mandatory DNA because father needs to be with them child, actual father, or if you're going to take your child that's not your child, then you need to know that and kind of have that type of mindset going in. But on the flip side, I think something needs to also be done to encourage having more than than China this way. We did have one child policy. We need a 2 or 3 child policy in the country.
Until we solve that 68%, we don't want other situation to a situation. That's all I'm saying.
True.
It's simple maths.
Yeah. No, you make a good point. But let's take a quick break and then we're gonna come back and have some more exciting conversation about this topic. So common sense, make it make sense. Q, you good?
We are listening, we are reasoning.
Like a soldier. right, cool. See you in a few.
MP declares war on jacket giving. Leroy Clark pushes for birth DNA testing law. Amid shocking claims that an entertainer and a sportsman last year found out that they are not the biological fathers of the children they had been raising, a Jamaican lawmaker has vowed not to relent on his pledge to make DNA testing mandatory at birth to determine paternity. There are a lot of women against this, and of course a lot of women are saying, yeah man, this is the right thing for do. But for those who are against this, you know, to others it says a lot about you.
As a child, you're not responsible for where you're from. You did not select your parents, but you're responsible for your future. It's not your fault. What happened, happened. But what you choose to do with your life makes a difference, and you are the future.
And we're back. Want to make sure that we encourage everyone to go ahead, like, comment, share. It's all about common sense, make it make sense, right? Make it make sense. You know what I mean? And we are discussing the topic. Should Jamaican government have a mandatory DNA test for newborns? And we have such a heated conversation just now. When Jackson was leading the narrative that Jamaican women are leading the narrative that Jamaican women are most unfaithful, right, Jackson? And Q,
I don't recall that, but all right.
based on the 68% showing that we have jackets in Jamaica, and Q is saying the ladies are confused and they just want the best for their child, so them don't any money more. Again, I'm representing 4BD, right? So I have a few questions for the gentleman here. Yeah, man, look, split it on 4BD, fashion for men. So make sure you check it out if you're in Jamaica, out your rest. All right, so I have a few questions for you, gentlemen. I think I'm gonna start with you, Jackson.
Wow.
Yeah, man, I want to hear your point of view. So we mentioned that, you know, based on the statistic, is it saying that Jamaican women are most unfaithful if they're giving the child the wrong father, based on the study that was done? Do you believe that majority of women who give their child the wrong father, do you believe that they honestly know that they're giving the child the wrong father? Do you believe that?
Well, you know, obviously this would be my opinion because you know you don't know what's in the hearts and in the
Yeah, man,
minds
that's
of
what I'm
others.
saying. That's what I'm your
But
opinion. Yeah.
yeah. Just clarify that. But as it relates to them knowing that they're willingly giving a jacket. I mean, you know, a lot of times I feel like they do it willingly, but you know, sometimes it's a case where they're unsure. So because they're unsure, they just go with you know what would work best for them. Right? So if one of the potential fathers are more financially stable or they're in a relationship with that person and they love that person and don't want to see that relationship end, then you know it would make sense for them to give the child to that person just to maintain that relationship. That's how I'm thinking that they're looking at it.
I just want to clarify. So you're saying no, it's not that they're unsure. They're just choosing the right environment or father for their child. Is that what you're saying?
You know, I don't know if they know, but I think they are unsure. So if you are not, you know, if that person is unsure, they're going to go with best case scenario, like what worked best for them. That's the scenario they're going to go with. But I don't think, you know, it is going to be a case where they don't know. And the reason I'm saying they don't, you know, a case where they absolutely don't know is like you obviously, you know, like, you know, she know that she had two partners within a short time frame. Right? So obviously there has to be some sort of knowledge in their mind or in the back of their head to say, well, okay, well, seeing that, I slept with these two persons within the same month because it have to happen within the same month. And if we're looking at
tread softly, sir. Tread softly, please.
if we're looking at how women ovulate and stuff like that, so the right circumstances needs to be there for you to get pregnant. So it's either you know for a fact that, okay, this is the person, or you have them have two sexual partners within a very short time span. So maybe like a week or a few days or something like that when you're ovulating, and that's when they get catch. So I think for the most case, they're unsure. Some of them know.
Vivid explanation.
Yeah, man, some of them know, man.
Well, okay. All right, we appreciate your opinion. Q, representing for the ladies, saying that, listen, these ladies just want good fathers for their children.
No, represent for the kids.
Well, so it's good. You be careful. Let me say that. I'm going to ask a question. All right, let's go into it. Let's go into it. All right, so Q, a man who have contributed to his child or children and is given the opportunity after a period of time to be overseas and decide to file for them. And then, just like the reports we're hearing about the artists and the sportsman, realize that the child or children is not his. I see a case here in the paper where 6 children and the 6 of them are jackets. What would you say to this man after finding out after years of investing in his children that they're not his? He's listening to you right now. What would you say to him?
All right. So first of all, I'm not a psychiatrist, right? So I don't know if I'm trained or my words would be enough for that individual and for that child. No, that is a sensitive case where the child and the gentleman is going through an emotional time in their life. Right? But if they do have a bond, I would say keep that bond. Now, my opinion is not the views of Kommon Cents. It's my personal opinion because as the viewers see, Kommon Cents University, as you all see, we all have 3 different opinions at times. So my opinion may not be the same opinion of Witter's opinion or Jackson's opinion, right? So you don't have to agree with me, but if you do agree with me or you don't agree with me, drop a comment right down there. Wait up.
That's it. So keep the algorithm going. Indeed. I love the way you approach that statement just now. Clarifying that you're not in that field and you don't know if you're going to say the right thing. But if you develop a bond with that child, why not carry it on? However, I'm going to get to the other side of it. Jackson.
I may have to get the next
So
time.
a mother who have tricked a man based on the certain scenario or the reports, giving him 6 jackets over a period of time, and he spends his money bringing through filing to bring that child overseas, and then to find out after 18 years or 10 years that the child isn't his. What penalty do you think this lady should face? Should it be treated as fraud?
Straight to jail.
And who take care of the kids? But who take care of the kids?
Nah, I'm just messing. There's this Philippines, the prime minister, government, or whatever it is. But I mean, I wouldn't rule out jail still. Because that is fraud. That is fraud. It is paternal fraud. So it should be a crime. You know what I mean? It should be a crime.
Well, them said the most expensive thing are children.
Exactly.
So
And
you
those
see
and,
that.
and I don't want you to, and I don't want you gentlemen to look at it that way. You know, we're looking at the future of the nation also. They should be expensive.
Hence this conversation. That's what I'm saying. If she was able to scam that man for years, and I'm using that term because that's what it is, it's fraud. For years, knowing that she's doing this. You, and that's why I'm asking her a question.
It's one thing for one.
There's a penalty.
It's one
There
thing
should
for
be a
one
penalty.
not being yours, but all six? Oh God, man. Come on. That is I
So
don't know. I don't,
you're saying, Jackson, that you'll take like a one or two jacket out of 6 penny, but you're not take all six.
I never said that. When we said that. No, at the end of the day, I think
Statement was just so all six, at least one. So I'm just asking for clarification.
no, I don't want any. But at the end of the day, I feel like, kids, kids are precious, right? So, if you have the opportunity, let's say you're in a relationship and your wife step out and she get catch, then I think it's not the end of the relationship. It's definitely not the end of the relationship. But I don't think she should take it upon herself to go ahead and assign you that child without you having knowledge of what is going on, right? Because at the end of the day, you have a lot of men, as Q said earlier, we are gallus and them step out of them relationship. The problem is when them get catch, there is no repercussion where them are carry belly for 9 months. Right? So if you're looking at it from that standpoint and they're expected to be forgiven for their trespasses, right? I feel like, the same type of courtesy can be extended to these women.
I want to make sure I understand what you're saying. You're saying if a man cheats, he should be given the same treatment as as how you treat a criminal who fraud.
I mean, so I didn't say that. But I'm just saying in
No,
terms of
clarification
no,
saying
in
that.
terms it is completely different, and the reason why it's different is because there's monetary value involved. Wherein if it's a man stepping out of the relationship, there's not really any financial consequences there.
So don't you think it's monetary involved when a woman is investing in a relationship just as a man as well? And he stepped out and be unfaithful? I'm just asking.
But how is the woman being financially impacted?
The home is broken and she has to start over. These ladies say
No,
over and over.
if the relationship ends. That's if the relationship ends. But let's say
So you're saying that
she
should
don't know. So we're doing the same. If we're doing like for like, she does not know about him stepping out. Because in these cases, the man don't know so the woman step out and get breed by somebody else, right?
Mhm.
So in that scenario, the woman is not being impacted anyway, right? But in
So
the flip side, the
are
man
you
is
then
being
saying
impacted
that
for
women
18 years
are
straight.
better cheater than man? Are you then saying because the man now go find out and hold the jacket for much years, women are better cheater than man?
Well, we all know that is a fact. I'm kidding. That is my opinion.
I don't know. I'm just asking the question. I don't know.
We all know women are better cheaters. You can Google it. But apparently they are because they're the ones perpetrating these fraudulent acts. So
Okay. That's the view of Sir Jackson. Not necessarily the view of Common Sense. But it's important why I ask this because persons are going to ask these questions in the comment section. So I want to make sure that we point out this. So you're saying that responsibility should be held on both parties, whether it's paternity fraud or stepping out of a relationship. But you're not saying that they should be treated as the same.
they're not the same. Because there's one thing, stepping out is one, getting pregnant is another. Right? And then the fact that you get pregnant, that's
So
something
what
very,
penalty
very
you said
serious.
should be given to a woman who embezzled money from a man over 10 years or 5 to 10 years or more, and knowing that she is given the child the wrong father. What penalty you should give? You said jail. Then you said
I'm not a
what?
lawmaker, so I don't want to get into that. But at the
Just
same
asking your
time,
viewers.
my opinion is that, that's a very harsh thing to do.
When a
It
father, when a
has
father, when
mental and emotional impact. So, I think that yes, probably the woman is living with it, but they choose to live with it, right? That's a choice that they made. So at the end of the day, I think, there should be a penalty.
Okay, all right, you.
It should be, it should
You're
be
saying you're representing all for the children because I was saying you're representing for the ladies, but Q is the ladies man. He said majority of Jamaican men are gallus, except me and Jackson. So Q, as relates to a child who later find out that she was lied to and given the wrong father, um, and she's now emotionally damaged and having daddy issues. How would you advise? Again, you said you're not in that field, but you're a man of great words. So how would you approach that situation? A young lady that is going through that, or just a child overall.
Thank you for the clarification to reach out to the audience to let them know that the views that I'm giving is my opinion. But if it's been useful to you, make it make sense.
That is it.
As a child, you're not responsible for where you're from. You did not select your parents, but you're responsible for your future. So if you're out there and you're one of the kids who has been affected in such a way, we just want to look into the camera and say to you, it's not your fault. What happened, happened. There's nothing you can do about that. But what you choose to do with your life makes a difference. And you are the future.
Point well taken. Point well taken. You zoomed in just now. I wanted to put some music playing because boy, they must hear what you're saying just now. So boy, you know what I mean? Powerful word, powerful word, powerful words. So we're not here to bash anyone really. We're here to look on these issues and talk common sense. How can we resolve it? How the issue is there. What I mean? We don't want to play blaming games, but we want to make sure that we provide solutions and step towards the solution, how we can resolve the situation. So, Jackson, your closing statement. What we do, ask the government, or just we as people to approach these different percentages that been shown out to Jamaica that we are, as relates to paternity fraud, we are leading the world number one. 68%. That's like if you get that in any test, you're a good student. Pass mark. How can
Okay.
we fix this and build a trust? And so our queens, our Jamaican queens, are respected fathers representing their children who is their real children and being a father and a support system to the women. And women being responsible and not just flipping a coin and say he's a better father and give it to an ex-partner. How do you say if not DNA mandatory, how can we solve it?
Just going back to say that I am for mandatory DNA, but how else could we solve it? I mean, I think public education and just setting up some support systems wherein when something like that happens, there is someone that can guide them through that conversation and guide them through that period in their life. Because, we're all humans, we all make mistakes, but, not everyone knows how to handle situations like that. And I've heard of people that, that drive them to do crazy stuff, right? So not only the wife or the girlfriend doing crazy stuff, but the man find out and he's doing something crazy, or the actual father find out, and so to avoid situations like that, public education, as I mentioned, and if they can set up something and train persons that can assist with that type of conversation. Now, again, all of that costs money. So I don't know if that's a cheaper route. And not necessarily looking for the cheaper route, but we're looking for the better route, right?
That is
Yeah. So whether it is setting up probably like they have I don't know what Planned Parenthood is, but it sounds like a good thing. But if they had something like that where people could go to a place, let's say a clinic, and within that clinic you have a specific unit that deals with therapy. No, that therapist that is there doesn't necessarily have to specialize in that particular issue, but they can act as an outlet where a lot of the mental issues that Jamaicans face or difficult conversations or difficult situations that Jamaicans face, they can go in and talk to that therapist, right? So this could be one of them. You get pregnant, you think it's a baby father, you're not sure if it's a baby father. It's a boyfriend, sorry. It could be the man out the road, and just have that conversation. It's something that's, a private conversation, and that person guide you through how to manage that and how to navigate that type of situation.
Thank you. We appreciate your opinion. We appreciate each of your opinion. Want to say we're going to take a little break, but before we take that break, I want to say shout out to the different vloggers and Instagram pages that has been posting and reposting that discussion about who is the king of the dancehall and the criteria that we put out. We want to say thank you very much. We're just trying to make sure that we bring common sense in it all. And that's what it's about. And apart from who is the king or who is not the king, these are legends, and we need to show respect to our legends. Too often, artists say when they go overseas, they are given way more love than their own country. And we want to make sure that we give flowers while we are alive. So big up to Vibes Cartel, big up to Beanie Man, big up to Sean Paul, all the other artists, Bunty. If I continue naming, I wouldn't stop. So I want to say big up and thanks for supporting us. Make sure you comment and support. We'll have a little discussion with Q in a few. Make sure you comment. If you have any topics that you want us to talk about, leave it there. You know what I mean? We'll definitely go into it and make common sense out of it. We'll be back shortly.
Common sense, make it make sense. Gentlemen, what a steaming conversation. Me with the family.
Here's the boss.
We'll kick it off with Jackson.
I go and drink my cereal. Yes, sir.
So Jackson, you requested.
Michael.
Jackson, you requested I have to ask you. Because you said the woman them forget charge.
Yeah.
How long do you think them for stay at prison?
How long?
Or what should be the charge?
Again, I'm not a criminal lawyer, nor
we just tap into your personal opinion, because you say it. The lawyer didn't never pay you if you say it, you say it.
Facts. But you know what? When I said jail earlier, I wasn't, I said immediately that I was joking, right? I just said that there should be a penalty. Okay, so the penalty, I don't think jail time would be appropriate, but there should be a penalty. So it could be like no, it's not changing opinion. I immediately said that I was joking after I said that. But it could be like a ticket or a fine or something.
So you tell me, say the man find out send a fame youth. That means him now support the child, and the woman still get a fine. You don't think that is already the fine?
Yeah, but he's not supposed to be supporting that child in the first place. Like if there was mandatory DNA, as we suggested, then that wouldn't happen in the first place. My suggestion would have actually solved that problem.
Okay. But you wait up. Who pay for the mandatory testing?
You know, so right now, I look rich and clean, come I represent 4BD. You know what I mean, a private sector, a place of
Don't make out the thing.
you understand? So, you know, 4BD rich. For them, some must look rich. For them, some look rich.
Yeah.
Anyway, so who want to pay for the match? I think there, as I said before, there's a lot of different money that is unaccounted for. And if we're taking tax from the people, we have to make sure so we have accountability. And I do think if we have accountability, we'll have that means. No, the means that they're using to do DNA testing in Jamaica is a bit different from overseas. You know what I mean? They can take up some of the practice, like the swab and so forth, that they use overseas, kind of implement these that will be much cheaper. What DNA also does, it helps government to have registration for a lot of kids who are not, you know, in this day and age, we still have kids don't have their birth certificate. They don't even know the date they were born, not going to school, and any one of these things. So it's important that we have some form of proper statistic. And in this case, imagine if some of these kids are not registered and we still have 68%.
No, but Mr. Waiter, we not laugh about the thing, you know. Everything
Yeah.
we just say, I agree with you with, but you're still not telling me who for pay for it.
Yeah, and so the government, if they have
The government.
accountability, they should pay for it. Yeah, because a lot of taxes are not accounted for. So once they are accounted for some of the money that they're collecting, as I said, Bolt has lose so much billion Jamaican, he can't find and it's not accounted for. And there are so many other different cases. So yeah, the government can come up with ways and means to do. So as I said, it doesn't have to be that $300 or $200 US. The swabbing is cheaper. Get the equipment to do it, and it can be done.
One more question, Mr. Waiter. You went to high school in Jamaica?
Yes.
When you pay a school fee, what the school do?
For me, the school didn't kick me out.
No, not for you. 'Cause we see you looking swaggerific and all of these things. But for an average student out there who they don't pay the school fee, what the school do? The school still make them do the exam and continue throughout the school year? Based on
There's
your
some there's some programs in schools that look out for less fortunate.
So what about those kids? What about those kids who not that privileged?
But that's the thing. If we make sure that we keep person responsible for their actions, then we'll be able to the government could penalize and make sure that more persons represent the fathers, the mothers, and all of these persons who make up the family represent the right way because we have data, we have information to follow up and penalize. So once that is done, it will help that situation.
Fair enough. I respect your opinion. Doesn't say I agree with it though, but I respect your opinion. Jackson,
Hmm.
you said woman if you get penalized.
You still upon that, brother.
Yes. No, we just go back. We just forward back to what you said before.
Yeah.
So question. How about the man them where now contribute to them responsibility?
They are being penalized.
Yeah, they're taken up to court.
Yeah. That's what you know, what them call it? Child tax or child.
What's the US term for it?
Yeah. It's not alimony. What do you call it? Comment in the comment section what they call it. But it's basically the mother take it to court and, you know, child support. Thank you.
Child support. Yes.
Somebody just
And
comment.
accountability. Yes.
Yeah.
Child support. But like people find that people are comment.
Gentlemen, I appreciate the fact that we know the right words for when the woman need for the DNA test. But in a fumble when the man's supposed to take up them responsibility.
No, man,
No.
there's no fumble. We're saying that, you know, the
Everybody
man
should
should be penalized, which they are being penalized via child support. A lot of these men in the case that we're talking about, You know, obviously the child is the ultimate victim in this, but a lot of these men are also victims as well because
You know what man
they are
have bad
not
child support.
they're not aware that they have a child out there, and some of them, you know, still the panic gelding truck, not knowing that they actually have a child out there. You know,
So you're
so
saying, Jackson, that it's good when they get a 10 life and at least they come off my truck. That's your son.
you know, at the
But
end of the day, no,
gentlemen,
it's a serious
hold on
matter.
for a second, gentlemen.
It is a
Gentlemen.
serious matter, and I don't want
No,
to
this is a
make light
serious.
of
No,
it,
hold
but
on,
yeah,
gentlemen. This is a serious matter. We're talking
yeah,
about people's life and kids at this moment. Just remember
Mhm.
the word. Just remember the word. Kids, 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 kids. The biggest man was once a baby,
absolutely.
right? And just remember the word. Mama, 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 mama. Now, when a woman give birth, a woman can go through complications during pregnancy.
Yes.
A woman can die through pregnancy. Meanwhile, the woman that give birth or die through pregnancy, the man up on the corner stay so.
So Q, if she's giving birth and she could
Hold on, Mr. Witter. Hold on.
let's have a think of something.
No, just hold
If
on. Let me finish. Let me finish what I'm saying, sir. Let me finish what I'm saying. Let me finish. Can I finish
well,
what I'm saying?
I'm gonna allow you. I'm
Can I
just
finish?
interjecting before I forget.
Can I
If
finish?
she's
No.
giving, I will let you. Just let me say what I'm saying. If she's giving birth and she could have passed off, that means she could have died in her child's birth. Shouldn't that let her come back to reality and know that to do the right thing and not to do the wrong thing? I'm just saying. You almost died. Speak the truth.
I respect your opinion, sir. But as I was saying, we're talking about mama, 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 mama. All of us have a mama. Regardless if the mama good or bad. Regardless if the mama make right decisions or bad decisions. Still a mother.
Just like the
No.
father. Just like the father.
You
Just
say you're
like the
going
Bible.
long. You say you're going
You're
long.
supposed
You say you're going
to
long to finish. You say you're going long to
Okay,
finish,
go
sir.
ahead. Go ahead. My apologies, sir.
Yes. So we're talking about mama, 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 mama. You have some mama out there by the strictly Carmel parish. Listen, at this point in time, we're not talking about the mother them who wrongly accuse people. We're talking about mothers. We're talking about mothers.
Okay.
For this moment, may I salute to the mother them. But out there are struggle. Right? Common sense is not about bashing you. Because we know you're out there and we know you're probably listening to this podcast at this given moment. But I talk about mama where porridge in the morning, porridge in the evening, porridge at supper and dinner time. Because the youth must eat and the youth must go to school. Regardless if the father have money, yes or no. Yes, mothers, we're talking about you. We take this moment, or me personally take this moment to salute you. Right? Because we know you're out there. Regardless of what, we stay on computer. We see what the owners and know, so you're out there. We take this moment to salute you. Right? Because you deserve everything. Now, for the youth them out there where you don't know where your father be. You know who you'll be, right? And you see where your mother go through. Right? You don't pick your mother, you don't pick your father. But what you can pick is what you decide to do with your life. Right? Now you have trade school, find one. If you can't afford college, if you can't afford university. Keep your head up. Common sense, I said, keep your head up. Don't stop. Don't give up. We are depend on you. For the father them out there, where get around youth. There's nothing we from Common Sense can say to you. We're gonna make it right. But for the man them out there, we're up on the corner, where brag say get 6 or 7 youth. We just take this moment to say, yo, man for be man and live up to them responsibilities. Gentlemen, you agree with me?
Yeah, man. Of course, I agree with you. Everybody should live up to their responsibility.
Mr. Jackson, what do you say?
Yeah, man, definitely everybody feel live up to their responsibility. But
So, go ahead, Mr. Jackson.
we definitely want to, just we stay on topic with we're talking about the mandatory DNA test portion of it. So, obviously we want everybody to, stand up and take care of their responsibilities, but we don't want you taking care of responsibilities that are not necessarily, we don't want you taking care of responsibilities that are not yours, but we want you to know the situation that you're in. So if you're taking care of a child and the child is basically, it's like a stepchild situation, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all wrong with that. A lot of kids grow up with stepfather and the stepfather treat them better than them father, or the stepfather is more of a father to them than the actual father, right? So nothing wrong with that. But at least they know, right? So that is where we're talking about. And for the man them when most of them have a youth, no, that's a whole different story. They know they have the responsibility not taking care of it. So that's different.
I'm glad you said that, Jackson. So this question go to you. There's a lot of community in Jamaica that have water. There's a lot of school out there who have water issues. All different kind of issues. Do you think Jamaican government ready to do a mandatory DNA test? You think they can afford it?
I mean, it would be a small drop in the bucket compared to what it costs to fix the issues that you're describing.
But no, the question is, do you think they can afford it?
Yeah, of course they can. Because if you really think about what is included in that healthcare package that a mother would benefit from when they go to hospital to have a child, adding a test that costs an extra $20,000 Jamaican or $30,000 Jamaican is really just a drop in the bucket. Because we're talking about, people having cesarean and having a surgeon on call, and the doctor they're delivering the baby, all of the towels, all of the medical equipment, all of that stuff that is already being paid for. So I don't think that small, of course it adds up, but I don't think that that's something that's going to strain the government pocket.
So basically, as the Jamaican government have money.
A different topic that. That's a different topic.
So what's up?
Yes, sir.
Listen,
Yes,
we can't get an easy question, But I'm just gonna make you have the floor right now. So the youth them are out there, right? Where me have to ask you for a minute. But the youth them out there where them probably not go through the topic what we depend, but them I go through the topic where them pass them father upon a daily basis. I drink rum, bonus spliff. And the youth I know say, yo, that less than him lunch money. And still man I tell him mother say, nah, we're working on the money. Why that say to a youth like that?
All right, so I'm going to talk in context. Once the DNA is done, and because this is what we're saying, mandatory DNA for me. That's what I'm saying. Need to be done. You see, when that DNA is done, and the government find out or their proof shown that you're not being a father, you won't have that freedom to spend that money and smoke and drink your life away. For the youth who is currently in that situation, This is why we are pushing for these things and database to be acknowledged and people have repercussions for their actions. I'm going to say to you, however, as you mentioned, you don't choose your family, but how you decide to grow in life, that's all that matters. How you decide to take what is given to you and make it into something great, you know what I mean? So the strongest soldier get the hardest fight. You know? So your circumstances doesn't mean that you're less fortunate and there's a pity party. It means that you have something to prove. And when you put in that work, that same father or mother, because we know mothers are out there doing the same, going to parties and not taking care of their kids. They have the grandmother or whoever taking care of the kids. That parent will now realize that I missed out a part and I need to fix this. As Jackson said, we all make mistakes, but it's what we do when we find out we have done that make us the person that we are. Yeah, man. So stay strong, focus on yourself. Again, having a skill in life is one of the best thing that you can do. Having a skill. You understand? Education is the key, but a skill will help you pick that lock.
Here you have it. Common sense. Make it make sense. We have Witter giving his opinion on how to overcome that hurdle. And we have Jackson here giving his opinion. Now, bear in mind, this gentleman giving you their opinion. But if you have any counteraction to their opinion, these gentlemen just leave it open, you know.
We don't want a clash. In the words of cartel, we don't want a clash.
Listen,
Yeah, we're focusing on family.
Yeah,
and money.
yeah. Family and
so
money. Yeah,
if you're watching
no clash.
so if you're watching this and there's something that you would like to add that you think we should have mentioned,
There's one thing I
up.
can mention, since you mentioned that. You know, you ever hear the song, I want to say Ernest Smith, one of them old people that sing it. Your daddy,
Gotcha.
your brother is a brother, but your brother I don't know. You know that song? Eh? All right. So that is our next aspect of it that we didn't bring up. But you know, you don't want to be in a situation where you're having relations with family members and you don't know because there was no DNA test done. So you have as I say, you have a one trade man or a one girl in the community where go around and breed up the people them, and the people them issue out a bag of jacket, and when those kids grow up, when those kids grow up, they grow up to be, yeah.
That's what you're told after you started up the conversation about with this point.
Wait, we can ask Jackson a question, family.
Yeah, man, ask a question.
Jackson, based on the numbers you gave before, and you said before, I think in 2000, somewhere around here, we are 2.3
million.
No, we have 1.3.
Oh, you mean the birth rate? Yes.
Yes. So maybe that little man will run a help out another brother because maybe him cause the 1.3 instead of the 2.3. Sometimes we have them issues that we know. Brother help out another brother. No? But cut a long story short and make it serious. Common sense, make it make sense. Jackson. So if a female not sure of who is the father, you think she should do abortion?
You can ask me the question there, brother.
No, she's not sure.
I mean, okay, you ask my opinion.
She's not sure.
My opinion is she should consult the father of the child.
No, but she's not sure.
Well, she can have a conference call in.
Wait
up. Log in a Zoom.
Log
in a Zoom. Hold on, man. Log in a Zoom. You add the two participants and I have a conversation.
A life and death
And
situation.
and you,
Jamaica, we are talking about, Wait up.
Yes, sir.
Do you believe if a female is not sure who is the father, but a two-man she have right down, right? Do you believe she should do an abortion?
I don't support abortion.
So you believe, so what if she make the wrong choice? What if
And this
the
is why
hold on. What if mandatory testing doesn't go in effect? Right? And she have to make a choice. She don't know which one of them are the father. She have the choice to give one of them the child or to do an abortion. If she should do what, let me ask you a different question. If she should do an abortion because she's not sure who is the father, you think that is correct?
as I said, I don't support abortion, but what a woman chooses to do with her body is her salvation. So if she sees that necessary for her, that's up to she. She's the one who's going to carry that child. But I don't support it.
So one more question. I know you don't like when I interrupt, but since you answered the part, then I'm now going to go into the part. So don't you think it's better, or would you think it's better for her to choose one because she don't want to do the abortion?
I'm about truth. So I think she should go ahead and be honest and get a test.
she don't know which one it is.
Be honest. That's what I'm saying. Be honest that she's not sure.
Okay.
She have a affair with somebody else, and she want to make sure that she provide the child with the right father. So she take responsibility for her action, and get that test done, and get the darkness into the light. And that's what we're promoting this year, 2025. Bringing darkness into light. Taking responsibility for your action. 2025. That's what we're promoting.
Easier said than done. You think if a woman come to a man in Jamaica and tell him, say, she'd have been born with a man around the road, and she's not sure if him or the father, you think sometimes you think she can walk out of the house alive?
Well, should I forgot to him?
That's why I say Zoom call still, but I don't think I joke me. Yeah.
What's up?
I met the police. I'm the aware of it. Our family member. Yeah, there's a lot of ways to approach it. As I said, the community grow a child. You know. If the community is aware, you know what I mean, and your community is your circle, so to speak. So we don't want to have the what ifs though. That's what we are saying.
Mandatory.
All for mandatory.
Can I make a suggestion?
Go ahead.
Listen to me, gentlemen. If you're a girl in a community, use condom. And you know you're messing with a woman. Nobody take advantage of the situation. Just put a risk.
You might the story that condom burst? Right, the story that condom burst?
Mr. Witter, we are trying to create a solution.
So that's why I'm saying, if you are not married, don't have sex. Wait until you're married. And if you believe that your partner is cheating, request a test.
Common sense, answer and panda one day. Me not even go bother answer. Because Jamaica, listen, you know what? I leave with that to the comment section.
If you're responsible enough to have sex, take responsibility for your action.
With that. Whether it's morally correct or incorrect, kids be having sex. Don't you think they should be using condom?
That's what I'm saying. I don't want kids to have sex. I don't want them to use condom. Wait until you're married.
Let me ask you a question, Witter. We just have a few moments. We just have a few moments. We just have a few moments remaining. Witter, if I should go to you when you were going to high school and tell you to wait until you're married, would you have taken my advice?
I was a child of God then. I was a God-fearing person.
Why am I letting strike your boy?
Yo, I want to do sir. Move on.
Comment section. You hear what up? I am not going to respond to him. Jackson, may I ask you the same question? With just a few moments remaining.
Me could actually say that. Because I went to an all-boy school, so, a late bloomer,
Boy, that one is sticky. We're moving along.
Come on.
Common sense, make it make sense. Listen. Listen. I say to the gentleman out there, you can't stop him from being a gallus. If he's a gallus, he's a gallus. But be a little bit more responsible now. Be a little bit more responsible. And we're ending off this segment by saying, common sense, make it make sense. If you're a gallus and you can't control the sense.
You can't put all of the blame on the man, it takes two.
Let me tell you something.
The woman can
the other day, I stand up and the other day, I did in the town and I look. One man in the town. One single man in the town. I all of the man in the one man in the town. 50 woman pass him and look the 50 of them.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, these are all consensual adults. And they make a choice.
If you should write down the lyrics, they were in give that woman there. If you should write down the lyrics, they were in give that woman there.
Can I be like that?
If Cartel get it up here, it's in it.
Yeah, but I'm saying, right, it takes two. So
Hold on.
you're saying the man them, and I'm saying also the woman needs to take responsibility. If you're having sex and they decide to not use condom, make sure the pan birth control.
You can't catch it, yeah.
Common sense.
No, the man can catch it, so then you need to use condom.
When they were looking in the town, right? How much madman is versus how much mad woman?
I want to say the evening.
No.
I don't believe that.
No. Based on my observation, where I was at the time. No, well, I know. When I ask me a question, is it fair enough for me? No, well, I know. Is it fair enough for me to answer the question when I ask me?
I don't know, madman at Ochi.
Is it fair enough to answer the question when I ask me?
Where's the madman moving?
No, hold on. I'm man mad because of me see a man of a sound mind coming out of the town and see a woman mad.
Yeah.
And he say, nah, it's a woman. To them, him end up coming mad too. Careful their company. Use protection. Common sense, make it make sense.
Thank you for joining, folks. See you soon. Cheers.
Subscribe here, comment.
What is that? Name knows.